All right, and we're starting on chapter 6.6, and it is a total different change. We are no longer balancing, so one side does not equal the other, but we're talking about inequalities. And inequalities are when one side is greater than or less than the other. And so and when you do this, you don't check it, you graph them. So we'll be doing a lot of graphing with this stuff too. All right, and so we're on page 498, page 498. And we're going to go through a couple of examples because I think it's actually easier just to work through these things. So knowing what we know about equalities, or balanced equations, one side equals the other, we're going to do about the same thing, but only we're going to be solving inequalities. So one is greater than or less than the other. And number one, example one, says solve. X plus 3 is greater than 10. And so, again, you look on the x side, and you need x all by itself. You need the variable on one side and the numbers on the other. So it's add 3. We're going to subtract 3 on both sides, and we get x is greater than 7, and box that in. And we'll go through the graphing later, but it says that x is greater than 7. So anything greater than 7 would work for this equation, but it won't be like 6. So it's kind of weird. And number 2 on page 499 says solve. You have negative 6 rather, is greater than or equal to n minus 5. All right, so this here is greater than or equal to. So we're still working on the n side, and we want n all by itself. So we're going to add 5 to both sides, just very similar to what we've done. Scratch that out, and you're left with n is less than or equal to. These are different signs, so subtract them, and it's a negative 1. All right, and so it means that this solution, starting from the n, let's move it over. So we're going to keep this here, 1. So n is less than or equal to negative 1. So you read it from the n. N is less than or equal to negative 1. And so this is kind of weird. So it can equal 1 in this case, or it's less than 1, but it can't be 2. Hope this helps. Bye-bye.